Yeah, I had to redo this face of mine. It's called a money maker face. People will say through handsome people. But enough about the fun games. You don't know why you're here for this, and it's something I said I will do after my Royal Rumble review when I was talking about a little bit about the Triple H thing. What we were going to talk about here is the Vince McMahon sex trafficking scandal and a little bit on the Triple H comments they made about this lawsuit at the press at the Royal Rumble. And I don't really want to go too long about this because one, many people have probably say things, the same things I'm probably going to say here. And two, I feel like the more I talk about this, the more damning it is for myself to talk about this. Like, only myself to those people who did these things, did who did this on a probably, I don't know, innocent woman. Like, eh, and what I really want to really showcase is how detrimental Vince McMahon was to WWE. Not just on the inside where he was at the head of creative for many years. And during the tail end, like, I wanted to talk about, like, of not only how much he has been a detriment, not only inside, but on the outside. And you will see uh, how he was outside, then a detriment. As I'm going to go some of the grim details about this. Like, as it said for the Wall Street Journal, a woman who received payout for Vince McMahon, a new lawsuit, the woman called Janel Grant, I think that's her name, accused the McMahon of foreign sex trafficking, lawsuit claims that the man lured her in of promises of career advancement and then was allegedly exploited and trafficked to other men in the company. He granted an NDA 2022 and this man agreed to pay $3 million to not discuss the relationship, and the NDA also said that she could not despair him. And the Wall Street also added that they had yet to hear from the man on account of this story. I think I think since then they're come. And the lawsuit alleges that McMahon and another WWE executive locked her in the office at the company headquarters on June 2021, and in the middle of another workday, also on June 2021, and Vince locked Grant inside of his private locker room at WWE office and forced himself on her over a massive matches table. Things like the tanning, like, that's probably it. The Sue said later that day McMahon's personal assistant delivered $50,000 on Bloom Glade gift card to grant her office, and there's some screenshots of that message that, like I said, I won't get into because that's basically asking myself to lower my morals, like when talk about this, like over we're talking about in terms of from a wrestling perspective, like talking about it, no, like, and they are fucking horrifying. Like, if you even dare, God bless you if you did. I did read some of it, but like, don't bother like trying to read because it's fucking disgusting and terrifying to read all of it. And and there were also like on toys. And then this is like the Susan on July 2021. McMahon instructed to personalize sensory content for a WWE superstar. He was trying to re-sign the suit didn't the professional wrestler, but described him as a UFC fighter and a WWE talent. And the people familiar identify the wrestler, which is Brock Lesnar. Yup. Brock fucking Lesnar. And then him and man did some extreme weird shit. Like they were gonna do some playtime in the snowstorm, and apparently for no, the detail of this is like the man personally abused like this on Grant, like personally she basically used her in a sexualized way to negotiate to re-sign Brock Lesnar. And you can find, I will put the link of what I was reading about, but like I think that was the most damning thing. It's not even like, because I think we have all known for many years of how of an evil suspect Vince McMahon is, of how deplorable of a human being he is, and how much of a fucking man-child he really is in his own head, trapped in a 70-plus-year-old body. Like, we all know this. So, unfortunately, some of these things are not surprising, but I think the surprising things like he used a human being, and it's just dark ways to get it and going to re-sign a talent. That's what boggles the mind about all this shit. He fucking used a human being to go get a fucking talent. When you read like, and especially this, it's like, how can you not say this man is fucking evil? Like, good fucking lord, man. And like, and this is what I see, like, of how much Vince was a detriment, not only on the inside but on the outside. Though it's like, this fucking man, if you want to call him this point, has got away with so much fucking shit, so many things that could have easily knocked him down a long time ago, and he continues to, and he got away with that, and by doing so, he continues to do the stupid and the most retarded things, the most deplorable, evil, vile things that any human being can do. And it's so damning to think, like, when this first when the first accusation events happened, like the real one, in 2022, back when Vince had to retire, let go the first time, Vince had to know this shit was gonna come out. He had to know that. And he still went back and like on January 2023, as we all remember, I did a video about this, he forced his way back, empowered the WWE. And he knew this shit would come to light one day. And he still did it without any concern, any even slight lead of, even a light of shred of wordings. He didn't give a shit. I think that all you need to realize. Like, he didn't even give a shit. Like, he knew that this was going to come out, and he still did all, and he still forced his way back into position of power last year. Like, this was a fucking mess. The way he was like this whole thing was a really fucking mess. Like, of how he was from where he was let go, and then when he forced his way back into power. It's like, and I can't even imagine what that woman did going on and say, like, I can't even imagine what she, thinking it's my, what she, when she did this altar, what she knew he had to go through all this with, like, Vince and Johnny Ace and all that. It's like, like that, like I can't even imagine what, like, she had to go through all of this shit. Like she was, and also the lawsuit, I think it was even going that she was trying to get a job. That's all she wanted to do, is to have a job after one of her parents, like, were, like, gone, I think, and she was just trying to get a job and to be in a place, and then she had to go all this. First and foremost, my heart goes to her, and the thing is like, this is probably not the first time Vince has been guilty to this, since I can't even imagine what Vince has done to many of the female people who have worked in the high up, or simply as a talent. I can't even imagine what. So, like I said, my heart goes out to the Janel Grant, and to all potential other bands. But, like, yeah, this like, Vince was so dangerous. Like, he got away with so much shit, and that culture, like, spread. I can't imagine, like, it spread to some people in the higher ups, and, like, I'm sure there's some people who know about this, who who probably participated or tried to cover up on it. So yeah. So and like this whole thing with like I go back again to the Brock thing. It's like like I don't know what Brock was thinking really when he basically did this and like trying to do something with her and they were going on a play date and Arsenal still had and I'm thinking like and James pretty much and Jenna Grant, excuse me, tried to like say she had COVID to pretty much say it's like thinking about that I can't even imagine what Brock might have done to her if that what went through without the snowstorm potentially happening. I can't even imagine what might happen if that come to fruition. Like Brock was made here in this lawsuit to be asshole of a fucking twat and yeah, I hope he doesn't fucking come back never because like how do you enable something like this shit? Like and kind of and you know what talk about this like remember the reports back with first the first time Vince had to let go that Brock was basically saying people that he was good as gone as Vince was gone. It kind of sheds some light on this lawsuit now. Now that this happened, it kind of sheds a new light on that fucking report, doesn't it? We look how I have to admit they are as close of a relationship between Brock and Vince as most of the Vince's other top guys. These guys are really fucking close, and when you do this everything like this, like, yeah. So, yeah, like those two, like they're. I don't want to speak it because fuck them. Just simply fuck them. And fuck Johnny Ace while we're at it. Like, is there more I need to say about him? Like, he is as a big of a Vince's yes man than almost all of the people who were fucking Vince's yes man. And I have to imagine what Kevin Dunn thinks. He probably knew this shit would come out too. That's probably why he was like he left as soon as he did. He probably knew this shit was going to come out. So because he probably is fucking involved in this fucking lawsuit. He eventually, if there's more coming out, and there's probably more that going to come out of this. So I think as soon as that happened, Vince was good as gone, and he had to be gone. That's the first thing I was. That's one of the first things I was thinking in my head, like he had to go. Because the longer he stayed, it was gonna be a stain on every single one who fucking works at this company. On every single one, it was gonna be a stain on them that they had to perform for a company that is on the dish shit with the fucking guy at the top of the higher up. and 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 like, I'm glad he's gone. Let's just say I'm glad he's gone, and seems like he will never ever come back. But also, like, TKO is like, how can you have sympathy for them when the first, when this first deal, the first talk about a merger, about selling the company, about that ended up turning to a merger between WWE and UFC that called TKO. This, like thing with Vincent and David, like that whole deal when David was basically continuing on the basis that Vince had to be in the deal and had to stay with the company in order for this deal to happen. And yes, Vince was pretty much a stranglehold since I think you already know that the deal was like Vince, like nobody was going to get this selling the company without him being around in the process of it. But it's like, dude, like this deal, like it never, like let's just call it spade to spade. Endeavor knew, they knew what they were getting themselves into. They know the risk. They know what they were going to sell into, and the guy that they went to bat for them to get this, into getting this deal between the merger in the first place, the guy that they went to bat for him, the guy that they went to bat for him, blindsided them with this, and were and put the and were figuring and knowing what they have risked and knowing that they that this was going to come out, and in the process he had to be gone. And Slim Jim apparently, before the one put the plug on the deal, paused because they don't want to be associated with this shit. And that's what got into telling Vince, like, you need to fucking go. Because we cannot afford to pretty much destroy this shit for the outside of it. And that's what Vince, the next day after this, Vince officially resigned, saying he's no longer with TKO WWE. So, yeah. So, yeah, like, yeah, I'm glad he's gone. And with people talking about this being on the road to WrestleMania, Vince McMahon needs to be put on the road to obscurity, because fuck him. And that's all I have to say about it. And the allegations are pretty fucking vile, disgusting. I'll put the link to what I read on the lawsuit, and like I said, my heart goes out to Janel Grant and prosecute, and to all the other vendors that had to be concurred to this fucking evil POS. So yeah, and Triple H's comments about this, like, didn't help matters any, like him saying, like, try to get full on the positives, and he did not read much of the lawsuit. Like, really, like, how can a talent like Cody Rhodes put on a better answer than you gave to this. Like, how can you not be much more prepared for it? That was the favorite thing about it. They didn't seem to be prepared for it. He was pretty much as scared as good shit when this was being brought up to him. Like, it's like, you need to tell me? Like, I know. Royal Rumble weekend, he was beating us him as much as anybody that were there. I get that. But you need to tell you couldn't take one time out of your free time to to read what was said in the lawsuit. Like, I think that was the thing that made Triple H not look good up with this as of is how much he came up as so full of it and not be aware to like what was said in the grim details about it also because maybe I don't